Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 3. It is round 7. Let's go to the first game. It's Carlton versus Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter. The first quarter, Carlton have kicked 4-2-26 to the Bulldogs 6-1-37. Okay, the second quarter, Carlton kicked 6 goals, 1 to the Western Bulldogs 8-6. 2-5 they kicked in that first quarter, in the second quarter. So at halftime, Carlton are leading by 9 points, 10-3-63 to Western Bulldogs 8-6-54. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Carlton have kicked 2-5 to the Western Bulldogs 5-2. At three-quarter time, Western Bulldogs are in front by 6 points. Carlton 12-8-80 to the Western Bulldogs 13-8-86. Let's go to the last quarter. And in the final quarter, Carlton have kicked 5 goals, 5 to Western Bulldogs 6-5. And in the end, the Bulldogs have won by 12 points. The final scores, Carlton 17-13, 115 to the Western Bulldogs 19-13, 127. Let's go to the second game of the round. It's Brisbane Lions versus Fremantle at the Gabba. Let's go to the first quarter. And in the first quarter, the Brisbane Lions have kicked 2-3 to the Fremantle Dockers, 6-4 at quarter time. Fremantle are leading by 25 points. Let's go to the second quarter. In the second quarter, the Brisbane Lions have kicked 4 goals, 4 to the Fremantle Dockers, 1-5. And at halftime, the Dockers are only leading by 8 points. Brisbane Lions 6-7, 43 to 7-9, 51 Fremantle. For the third quarter, Brisbane have kicked 1-5 to Fremantle 2-6. And at three-quarter time, Brisbane are down by 15 points. They're 7-12-54 to Fremantle 9-15-69. All right, let's go to the last quarter. Okay, final siren has gone. Brisbane have lost this game by 9 points. The final scores, Brisbane 12-15-87 to Fremantle 13-18-96. Let's go to the next game. It's Geelong versus Richmond at GMHBA Stadium. And the first quarter has been done. Geelong kicked 6 goals, 38 to Richmond 3-5-23. Let's go to the next quarter. And the second quarter has been completed. Geelong kicked 3 goals, 3 to Richmond 2-3. And at halftime, Geelong are leading by 21 points. The Scores are Geelong 9-5-59 to Richmond 5-8-38. Let's go to the third quarter. Okay, the three-quarter time siren has gone. Geelong have kicked 2 goals 4 to Richmond 3-3 that quarter. Geelong scores 11-9-75 to Richmond 8-11-59. Let's go to the final quarter. And the final siren has gone. Geelong have kicked 2 goals 5 to Richmond 4-2. And in the end, Geelong have won this game by 7 points. Geelong 13-14-92 to Richmond 12-13-85. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Giants versus North Melbourne. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter has been completed. Giants kicked 1-6-12 to North Melbourne 1-2-8. Let's go to the second quarter. Okay, Giants in the second quarter kicked 5 goals 3 to North Melbourne 2 goals 2. Or sorry, 4 goals 1. So that at half time, Giants were leading by 12 points. Then the third quarter, the Giants kicked 2 goals 1 to 2-2, which put them 11 points up. And in the end, North Melbourne run out winners by 10 points, kicking 5 goals 5 to 2-2 in the last quarter. All right, let's go to the next game. It's West Coast Eagles versus Adelaide. Okay, after quarter time, West Coast are in front by 8 points. They kick 5-5-35 to Adelaide 4-3-27. And in the second quarter, let's go to the second quarter. And in the second quarter, West Coast kicked 1-3 to Adelaide 4-3. And at halftime, Adelaide are leading by 10 points. Let's go to the third quarter. And in the third quarter, West Coast kicked 4-4 to Adelaide 6-1. And at three-quarter time, Adelaide are winning by 22 points. West Coast 10-14-74 to Adelaide 14-12-96. All right, let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, West Coast kicked 4-4 to Adelaide 6-1. And West Coast have their final scores 14-18-102 to Adelaide 20-13-133. And Adelaide won this game by 31 points. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Melbourne versus Port Adelaide. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter, Melbourne and Port Adelaide kicked 2-3 apiece. Let's go to the second quarter. Melbourne kicking 1-2 to Port Adelaide 2-6. And at halftime, Port Adelaide are in front by 10 points. Let's go to the third quarter. In the third quarter, Melbourne kicked 3-3 to Port Adelaide 3-5. And at three-quarter time, Port Adelaide are in front by 12 points. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Melbourne kicked 3-2 to Port Adelaide 6-4. And Port Adelaide win this game by 32 points. Let's go to the next game. It's Sydney versus Collingwood at the SCG. Let's go to the first quarter. In the first quarter, Sydney have kicked 6 goals 2-38 to Collingwood 6-4-40. Let's go to the second quarter. And the second quarter, Sydney kicked 6 goals 3 to Collingwood 1-4. And at halftime, Sydney are up by 27 points with that big score in the second quarter. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter, Sydney kicked 1-6 to Collingwood 4-3. And at three-quarter time, Sydney are up by 12 points. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Sydney kicked 6-1 to Collingwood 5-3. And in the end, Sydney win by 16 points. Let's go to the second last game of the round. It's Essendon versus St Kilda. Go to the first quarter. And the first quarter's been done, and Essendon kicked 2-4-16 to St Kilda, 3-6-24. Let's go to the second quarter. And the second quarter, Essendon kicks 2-6 to St Kilda, 4-4. And at halftime, St Kilda are in front by 18 points. And at three-quarter time, St Kilda are in front by 23 points. Essendon kicked 1-5 to St Kilda, 2-4. Three-quarter time, Essendon 5-15-45 to St Kilda 9-14-68. Let's go to the last quarter, see who wins this game. And in the end, St Kilda win by 17 points. Essendon final score 17-19-61 to St Kilda 10-8-18-78. Let's go to the last game of the round. It's Gold Coast versus Hawthorn. And the first quarter's been done. Gold Coast kicked 6-6-42 to Hawthorn 1-2-8. Let's go to the second quarter. Gold Coast kicked 5-1 to Hawthorn 1-5. And at halftime, Gold Coast are in front by 54 points. Gold Coast 11-7-73 to Hawthorn 2-7-19. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter, Gold Coast kicks 3-6 to Hawthorn 3-2. Still a handy lead that Gold Coast have. Let's go to the last quarter. And the final score for Gold Coast and Hawthorn. Gold Coast won by 61 points. The final score, Gold Coast 2014, 134 to Hawthorn 10-13, 73. And that concludes round 7 of AFT Dice Season 3. And we've got the ladder. North Melbourne are on top with 6 wins, 1 loss. St Kilda second, 5 wins, 2 losses. Brisbane third. Port Adelaide round out the top 4. And then we've got Geelong, Adelaide Crows, West Coast Eagles, Fremantle outrunning the 8. And Collingwood have not won a game this season. They've got 7 losses and they're on the bottom of the ladder. They're 4 games out of the 8. It's still time. We've only got 17 rounds until finals, so they need to get a move on. All right, this concludes round 7 for AFT Dice Season 3. We'll see you next time.